Life is crazy at the moment, and it's gonna be crazy for the next year. So today is Friday, May the 31st, 2024, and things are gonna be crazy. And this is how you navigate through them, because this is a space that can really amazingly positively propel you forward, or it can really, really set you back. So watch this video from beginning to end to really understand, first of all, what is happening and how to navigate through it and how to benefit from it. Because this is a period that can really, really propel you forward, as I said, or it can really, really buckle you at the knees. I'm going to end off this video by drawing you some tarot cards, just for some universal guidance, for how to navigate through this as well. I have also created a video, a very detailed video. I'm going to put a link for it in the description. So when you go to the description, it's going to be the very first link that you see over there underneath daily messages, which is a WhatsApp group that you are more than welcome to join, where I draw everyday guided readings for that day. Okay, so if you're open to that, more than welcome to to have a look at that. So we are in this period of change, timelines collapsing, very strange things are happening at the moment, and I want to help you to be able to get through this. Otherwise this can set you back very badly, like really, really badly. The whole, what people speak about, the 3D to 5D thing, you want to be heading towards the 5D, the higher vibrations. Okay, so welcome to this video. My name is Adrian Nelson. I'm a life transformation coach. I'm a tarot reader, hypnotherapist, astrologist, numerologist. Just really help people to get their abundance. Okay, so things are crazy at the moment. Okay, remember that we are currently sort of breaking free from generations of oppression, from generations of lies towards the self about who you are and who you are not. Right? So for a more sort of like deeper understanding of all the sort of like zodiacal astrological influences, you want to watch the Jupiter in Gemini video when you are done with this one. Okay, it's just going to help you to put things more in perspective. And the thing with information is, the more you know, the more options you have, because knowledge is literally the potential for power. All right, so this is a space where all contracts that have ended will make themselves very, very clear in that sense. So for example, a case that I had the other day is that somebody's marriage was coming to an end. And the only thing that was beautiful, because the only thing that this person understood that she was supposed to get from this marriage was a child. All right? But a lot of people are not really getting that. And so you're trying to hold on to something that you are actually best letting go of. So the interesting thing that's happening in this space, and it literally feels like free falling. Now, when you free fall, whether there's like a wall around you can grab onto, or it's just a big open void, people always try to hold on to something, even if you literally grab onto thin air. Somebody that accidentally maybe slips off a cliff, or even somebody that jumps off a cliff. Your natural instinct, the natural human instinct, actually the natural instinct of nature, is self-preservation. So you want to grab onto life. It's like somebody, said the other day, that she felt like, what, I'm done with life. I'm done with it. I don't want to do it anymore. It's done, But then this person actually developed a cancer, and luckily it wasn't sort of like too dangerous at the time yet. It could be sort of like reversed. But, the moment this person, she says the moment she got this diagnosis, all thoughts of I don't want to be here went out the window, because again, we are self-preserving beings. That is who we are. That is the nature of nature, and as humans, we are nature. All right. Just quickly speak to you about the collapsing timelines, because this is very, very confusing. And in a sense, I'm glad that it's beginning to happen with other people, because there was a time that it was very confusing for me, and I obviously I wasn't the only one that was experiencing it, but it felt very isolated. So the universe will always take care of you. And at this particular point in time, it's about 3 years ago, I was sharing, and a bit over 3 years ago, but it's just after the pandemic, actually a little bit before, but it was very much amplified afterwards, the lockdowns itself. So my friend and I would be living in this beautiful area in Cape Town called Sea Point. And if you don't know what Sea Point is like, you can almost imagine like Miami. There's like, here's the road in the middle, and there's a strip on the one side And, yeah, there's a lot of apartments and shops and businesses and, lots of high rises. You go across the road and you're literally on the beach. Okay. So what would happen, let's say maybe like 7 o'clock at night when it's in winter, when it's, really quite dark in South Africa already, either I would pick it up or she would pick it up. We'd look at the apartments and all the lights are off. Like there's not a single light on in one single apartment and it's dark, And sometimes maybe there was just street lights on or no street lights or street lights were on and the buildings were off and that sort of thing. And then the moment you sort of like look away and you look back, then everything is like normalized again. The other thing that also happened that was quite interesting is there's quite a lot of wind that is normally blowing in this part of South Africa because it's right by the ocean, by the Atlantic Ocean, and then the mountain, sort of like the Table Mountain Strip, which is obviously a much sort of like broader mountain range. It's not just the one mountain. You'd have like winds and sort of like form a vacuum over there, so you can have quite strong winds that happen. And for example, there would be really, really strong winds blowing, which is not unusual for this part of Cape Town. And I would see all the trees blowing and one would like just stand there and not move at all. So it's almost like you see these glitches in the matrix. And also just another thing that's been happening, and if these things have been happening to you, please go in the comments, please share, let others know what's going on. Let's help each other through this because the spirit feels confusing. But during the lockdown, we had this long sort of passageway in the apartment block that we were staying in. It was like all glass, and then there's some apartments on the other side, and their sort of windows look our way. And I remember specifically there was a lady that was working, and she had this big Apple monitor, and I remember I saw it because I like Apple products. And so she was facing my way. And I would just walk up and down this passageway all day long, just sort of like, almost like just feeling the energy, and I could feel myself going through different dimensions, which was really, really cool. And I said to my friend, oh my goodness, this lady's probably thinking that I'm a psycho. And then she said, well, what does this lady look like? I said, well, it seems like she never even noticed me. And she said to me, well, maybe you're not even in the same dimension, which really made sense. And another thing that has happened also, and just last, and I'm just giving you these to let you know, what are the trippy things that might be happening in your life at the moment that might be confusing and it might even be scary. I want you to know that it's normal because remember that time doesn't exist. And it was amazing to me when I started to professionally study astrology, when I could really see how time is a man-constructed thing. It is not something that exists. There are cycles, and in order to kind of understand the cycles, like the time it takes the moon to orbit around the Earth, and the Earth to orbit around the Sun, and the other planets, and all those sort of things, And if you even look into how sort of like earlier calendars came about, for example, in the ancient Egyptian periods, and I'm talking about like 5,000 plus years ago now, there were like 3 seasons, and I have to remember now, but I remember the harvest season was the last one, so there was the flooding of the waters, there was the planting season and the harvest season. There were 3 seasons, and then 360 days in the year, plus another 5 days, which makes up the 365 calendar that we have these days. But something that happened also this one day, and this was really, really interesting. So we have, still have, this beautiful ginger cat, and his name is Leo, quite a character, and Leo's very, very feisty, and we lived on this upper level, so we were always afraid because cats can sometimes jump towards birds and stuff. We were always mortified. What if this cat jumps off the balcony? But then this one morning I got woken up and there was this really, really loud noise, and I got like, what is going on? So I got up, and in the lounge window, so you had this big sort of bay window, you're like looking over the ocean, there was this black bird sitting, making the hugest noise. So 2 things about this was quite interesting. Afterwards I said to my friend, buddy, didn't you hear that? And she slept right through it. The other thing that was so interesting is that Leo was sitting there, seemingly not even seeing this bird at all. His nature is very much to be like attacking and stuff like that. And so again, different dimension. So there's a lot of that that's happening at the moment. Very, very confusing. You will see, you saw something there, you heard a bang, you saw it there, you're not sure what is going on at the moment. Very, very trippy things going on. And what is really happening is that we are becoming aware of the multiple existences that we are already having. So remember that time is an individualized construct, all right? So, even when we speak about manifestation, we have this idea that we manifest something new. But we manifest nothing new. We align with possibilities that already exist. So when you speak about your dream life, your dream existence, your dream partner, love, financial abundance, health, and all of those things. In order for those things, those manifested, desires to be possible, it has to already exist. Because remember, the universe exists in duality. So everything simultaneously exists and doesn't exist. So when you experience the lack of something, in your reality it doesn't exist, but it doesn't change the fact that it already does exist. Because if you can think about something, wish, hope, dream, fantasize, whatever it is, daydream, it must exist. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible for you to have those thoughts, to have those ideas. Okay? So there is that's happening at the moment, and it's confusing. It's overwhelming. All right? And so I want to let you know that, this is a space where all of the fearful sort of like, or rather fear-fueled, sort of things that have been put towards us through the years. You're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're born in sin. I mean, when you think about it, just think about it. Because literally, religion is one of the most lucrative, literally gangster-like businesses in the world. When you think about it, the church doesn't pay taxes. They operate solely from fear. When you take the Bible, for example, it's a simple historical fact. It's not a fallacy, it's not an attack, it's nothing in those lines. It is a simple historic fact that the Bible, many books have been removed, and the ones that were left behind, they were sort of like jazzed around. Or as Billy Carson would say, they were remixed, And when you think about it, and this is not me attacking anybody, this is just when you really allow yourself to think about it. So you take the Roman Catholic Church, which is one of the most successful businesses, empires in the world, But again, like gangsters, because when you think about it, there's about 5 miles of information that is not hidden from the public. It is deliberately and openly kept from the public. Hidden is sort of like, implies that you don't really know about it. It's not a secret. We all know that it's there. They came up with all sorts of funky things, of course, like purgatory, so you can't speak directly to source, inherit sin. So think about it. You're created from light. You are a reflection of source. But then you're also born in inherent fears. But if you are literally from light, if your true nature is light, how can you inherently come from sin, which is the opposite of light? Just doesn't make sense, and so there's all sorts of things and I don't understand how you are supposed, and people are waking up to this. I don't understand how you are supposed to come over. Sorry everybody, my dog is looking for attention. He's pretending like I can't get on the couch, just pretending, but it's okay. Well, in many ways the church is pretending that that they can't do this and can't do that. And so go back to, so when you think about it, you are supposed to, and I'm just using the Roman Catholic Church as an example because they are an international, highly successful corporation operating solely from fear, because when you think, how are you supposed to trust these people when they are deliberately hiding things from you? I mean, really, it doesn't make sense. How can that even be love to start with? Love doesn't sort of like hold away from love shares, So we are awakening to a lot of these things, and I want to let you know that in the time going forward, a lot of people's got like everything's going to be placid and mellow. You're going to have little birds chirping in a window. Yes, there's beautiful things coming, but there's also quite challenges coming as well. And I want you to be aware of it, because when these challenges are coming, the natural human instinct is self-preservation, And when we speak about self-preservation, we speak about fear, you always go back to what you know. That is the safety sort of, switch. And this is a time when you don't want to hold on to things. This is a time when you want to allow yourself to feel, to be free. Because what you will notice is that if you keep on trusting that there's a higher source, which is really you tapping into you, that is navigating the path for you and that's on your side, you will find that even though things are quote unquote falling apart, that your life gets better and better and better, And to give you an example of that, for the last about 3.5, 4 months, I've been looking for accommodation for myself and my dog. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you that Cape Town is one of the most dog-friendliest place on the planet, which literally is not the truth. It really isn't. And if you do find a place that is nice and dog-friendly, then it's usually like triple the rate, because people know that you want to have a place for your dog, you know. So I couldn't find, and I was getting so frustrated and annoyed and fearful, to the point that I had all these past things that I wanted to go back to, and I said to myself, okay, Adrian, hold on. You are getting frustrated about not finding. But how about you surrender? How about you find peace in the moment? What is it that you would say to one of your clients if they come to you? And I said, okay, I surrender to a source. I surrender in the moment. I'm becoming more clear about what I do want and not what I don't want. And because of that, literally 3.5, 4 hours later, somebody contacted me. Perfect place, perfect rate. You know, everything just working out perfectly. Way better. So I'm getting way more for way less because I stopped, you know, trying to prevent the free fall. So that is the important thing at the moment. Don't try to prevent the free fall. Don't try to prevent things from falling apart. And this will not be easy. It's going to be hard. All right. So you want to have a spiritual practice, or let's rather call it a wellness practice, because a lot of times what you call spiritual just becomes a different take on the rigidity of religion, for example. Okay, so you want to have a wellness practice. Take time for yourself. Make sure you get enough rest. Stay away from the alcohol. Stay away from the other recreational drugs. Do some exercise. Get a walk. Meditate. Take good care of yourself. Good hydration. Good nutrition. You know, watch those stress levels. Take time out if you need it. Because we're in the space where you are told you must go, 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 go. You must go, 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 go. You must go, go, go. You must do something, do something, do something, do something. You cannot not do something. And your golden key to success at the moment is not doing something. Okay? Whatever you're trying to hold on to is going to amplify and it's going to get worse. So you may be afraid. You may be nervous. You may be feeling very uprooted at the moment. Okay? Like just a bag blowing in the wind. But I promise you, if you can open yourself to the idea that there's a higher source that's taking care of you right now, and you allow yourself to fall, and you allow yourself to flow through life, you will be navigated to better serving that's way bigger than your biggest dream, quicker, faster, easier. Okay? And it's going to be scary. But holding on is going, and holding on is going to kind of give you unfoldings that you don't want to have. And what are you holding on to? You're holding on to a past idea of what is safe. You know, what is a sanctuary. But it's literally just an idea because the world is different. So past ideas won't work because they are outdated. Okay. So let's quickly draw you some tarot cards. Let's see what the universe has to say to you, my beautiful cosmic sibling. Whenever you see this is the right time for you to see it. Look at the two cards coming out. The World and the Seven of Pentacles. Focus on where it is that you want to go. All right? You've got a big dream, you've got a vision, you've got an idea for what you want your future to be like. But don't neglect the little things. All right? Remember to wash your face, literally. Remember to eat. Feel your emotions. A thing that us as human beings have at this particular point in time, you know, New Age practices have really sold us on this idea that you should always be ever so fucking happy. You know, anything happens, my house is burning down. Oh, thank you, universe, my house is burning down. Now I've got the opportunity to start new. And what we have done in the process, we have started to lie to ourselves. We started to turn ourselves into thieves that are turned upon ourselves because we believe that we shouldn't feel this and shouldn't feel that. So do you see what I mean by the same rigidity coming from religion into spirituality, coming from the ways of the world into what we call spirituality? But we've got that same rigidity of right and wrong, where you're not just good enough to just be. You know, you have to sort of be a little bit more than you are. And that is serving nobody positively, least of all you. Okay? So focus on where you want to go. Do it day by day. Feel your feelings, feel your emotions. It's part of processing them. All right? I'm a hypnotherapist and I'm a tarot reader and abundance coach. And I'm telling you, whenever somebody comes to see me, it is never about what you have, but why do you have it? What is the initiating call? And at some point you lied to yourself. You didn't feel your feelings, or someone else told you you're not allowed to feel it. And you bought into that idea that, you know, grown men don't cry. It's a weakness. Or, you know, just woman up, or just man up, or just, you know, whatever your pronoun is up, you know. That you should be strong for your kids, strong for the world, strong for your team, strong for fill in the blank. Strong for everything and everyone except ourselves. Okay? forgetting what a wonderful temple this body is, because you are not your body. You are living inside of your body. Your body is a reflection, or rather an avatar for you. Okay? We've put so much focus on appearing to be strong and in control for others that we completely lose focus of actually being strong and in focus for ourselves. Okay? So feel your feelings. Think of it when you go and see a therapist. You sit there and talk about your feelings. You are processing it. You know, so maybe speak to life, speak to nature, speak to a friend, get yourself a dog, speak to the dog, speak to a plant. But speak about how you feel. Don't keep it inside. That is not strength. That is stupidity. Because it takes you down a path that is unsavory. Okay? Allow yourself to feel. And then we've got the World card. A cycle has come to an end. This is what it's about. And when cycles come to an end, it can be very, very trippy. But every 100 years, the world goes through these changing cycles. About 100 years ago, you know, we had things like microwaves coming in and hair dryers, and people were crazy because what is going to happen to us now? You know, around the 1930s, there was a switch from silent films to sort of like films with sound, where people were speaking, you know, not just music. And everybody was losing it, you know. The world keeps on changing, and at the moment, the world is changing again. And I want to remind you, when you look back in the past, you can look back at the past with fear, but you can also look back in the past and see everything that humans have always been hit with. You've been able to find a way to survive and to level up and to thrive. And this is your opportunity to either fall down or to thrive. But, you know, when we speak about the strong survive, this is a space where if you can give it to yourself to be strong enough, and that doesn't mean that you're always in control and you don't feel feelings, and you don't feel emotions, you don't lose your temper. It means that you're in the moment. That you allow yourself to feel. That you don't grasp at straw. That you don't grasp at outdated things. That you don't go back to the relationship and the job and all those type of things that didn't work for you before. A lot of you are in a space right now where what you thought was secure is falling apart. Okay, that could be holding on to the love, or that could be saying, I'm never going to open myself to love, and now you feel that you are ready for it. Okay, open yourself to things. Life will come to you. Let's draw you like another card. Let's just see what we have. Okay, 3 cards, and 3 is all magic and creation. So you got the Ace of Cups. Your heart is opening. Okay, your heart is opening at the moment. Your thymus gland is activating. And the thymus gland is all about our sense of security and confidence and fear. And so there's a lot of fears that are being released at the moment. They're not here to boggle you over. They're here for you to understand what they are so that you can consciously say goodbye to them and know what you're saying goodbye to so they don't reoccur in your life. Okay? It's like scrubbing a place that you got, and before you put in the new furniture, you take out all the old stuff and you scrub the walls and clean the corners before you bring in the new. Okay? That is pretty much happening at the moment. 2 of Pentacles, there's a change that's happening there for you. A change in finances, a change in your heart desires. If you resonate with it, place your hand on your heart and say yes to that. And the 6 of Cups. This is the best thing that you can do for yourself at the moment, and Page of Wands at the bottom confirms that, is to focus on what we would probably refer to as the small little hurts. Because a lot of times those things turn out to be the victims. You know, forgive yourself, forgive others. And if you've got difficulty with that, you know, you can follow this channel because I'm trying my best to post things that will help you with that. You know, reach out for a personal consultation. You know, reach out to someone else that can help you, buy yourself a course, whatever it is that you do, to then work through it. Lack of confidence, okay, what is lacking? Make confidence lack, let me work through it. All right? This is a time to really be there for yourself and to give yourself what it is that you need. All right? I hope that this helps. Remember that this is not going to last forever. Really do yourself the favor of watching that other video, the Jupiter and Gemini video there, because there is an energy that is running until June 2025, my apologies. So you really want to know what this is all about, because if you don't know what it's about, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. It really is that simple. Okay? Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I look forward to connecting with you on the next video.